Yeah, everybody, hi, Legendary Princess. Hi, Martin. How you doing? I'm alright, thank you, Legendary Princess. Just trying to do a bit of a workout. Hope everything's well with you. That's good then, Legendary Princess. Just restarted it, so it's like fuck all people. Thank you for the like. Hi Shannon, how are you? Not seen you for a while. We're just out doing a bit of a workout, so yeah, if anyone's got any questions, put them in the chat. Alright, runner boy, hope you're well. Seems like I can't do as much reps and stuff because it's just wet. It's just not good for grip, so yeah. I'm alright, thank you, Shannon. Just, yeah. I was out this weekend from Saturday to Monday. Just like been out. There was this like free music festival thing on, so like different venues doing music. They do it like once a year, so yeah. So that's why I haven't really been in any lives and stuff. So yeah. Yeah, how's things with you running by? Is everything alright? Yeah, it's just not been good weather. It's just stopped raining now, I think, but it's been pretty horrible today. It's just been miserable, really. Oh well, could be worse, I guess. Alright. It's not a good angle, is it? Alright, still struggling with the views on lives, but getting good views on videos. Yeah, I noticed. Yeah, I haven't actually put out any long form for a while. I just couldn't be bothered. It's like the views were dropping off. Like, fuck this, you know. Focus on shorts. So that seemed to get my subscribers up a lot faster, and I don't know. Hi Ralph, welcome in, nice to meet you, hope you're doing well. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. So, yeah, which part of Holland, if you don't mind me asking? Yeah, some call it Netherlands, some call it Holland. Is it the same thing, right? I don't really hear them call it Holland as much nowadays. It's usually, they call it Netherlands or something. Oh, the middle, alright. Same, what do you mean? Anyway, so, yeah, I don't know, it's just, like I said, I know the reps are not too great with this thing at the moment, but anyway. Need 400 more hours now till for monetization. Alright, I thought you would have been higher than that by now actually, but it seems to be a very slow grind for you. Sure, you was on 500 to go a few weeks ago or something, but yeah. Oh well, you'll get there soon. Yeah. Obviously, it would help if you know, all your fucking subs would like play your shit. Be done in no time. You know, if you have 1,000 and odd subs, even if only say like 100 out of those came and just like played your playlist for a few hours, that would get you over that line. But yeah, whatever, Johan. Like, I know. Like, I'm just not gonna. Yeah, I'm just not. I ain't got time for this shit. You know? Unsolicited advice. I ain't got fucking time for this shit. So just, you know. I know it's not ideal, whatever, but, you know, we're in kind of like not very warm weather at the moment. I'm just kind of. I don't really have much else to wear at the moment, so, you know. So I act like I'm fucking stupid or something. Try to fucking insult my intelligence, thinking that it's. Fuck off. My favourite colour, I don't know. Don't really have a favourite colour. Yeah, hopefully more people can help out. It's just. Sometimes it feels like there's not enough people helping out, and it's just like, whatever. But at least some people are. But yeah, I ain't got fucking time for like all this fucking unsolicited advice. Just do on with that shit. You know? Anyway. Why not? I don't know, I don't really like to pick favourites really, just kind of like, I don't know. I guess all colours can be good in their own way. I don't like to kind of have favourites when it comes to colours. It's like, I guess depending on the situation, a certain colour would kind of be more fitting for it, and yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, but don't get your hopes up too much with it, because you're probably going to make like a few quid a month maybe, if you're lucky. Unless you're getting like loads of views. But I've seen that like Fitness Hutch is doing well now with their views, but it's all because that drama shit, you know? Seems like people just gravitate towards fucking drama, you know? Whenever you're trying to post some like helpful content and shit, no one's fucking interested. But then you start talking about whatever drama's going on, they'll fucking flock to that shit, you know? It's fucking pathetic. But it's human nature, and it can be quite pathetic at times. That people will just gravitate towards negativity rather than positivity. Whatever. Anyway, hope everyone's had a good day. Hello, Tom. Yeah, the whole drama thing's just like, it's just sad, isn't it? You know? But a lot of people will just kind of like create fake drama to kind of like boost their channel out, and it's just sad. Because, you know, if they posted more genuine content that's more wholesome, then you know, it can be hard to build an audience with that. So then people will just kind of, you know, do the instant gratification thing and just post a bunch of drama. And you know, some of these channels are created just to stir up shit deliberately, not being genuine, and just, like, we're told that, oh, it'll be authentic, but then when people be authentic, oftentimes they, you know, it's gonna not get the results that they're wanting right away. So they're just gonna like just become like, you know, kind of do some desperate things. So anyway, popping where, sorry. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, it's just we've just got to try and, you know, put out a positive message really, and not let all the kind of like all that stuff kind of bring you down. It's like it's all deliberately done to make people pick sides. This kind of like tribal mentality of pick a side and stick with it kind of thing, and like it's just pathetic. But it's human nature. It's just, obviously not everyone's like that, but we've kind of got these sort of, I guess it's, you could say it's like instincts that we have to be, you know, kind of like pick a tribe, be part of some tribe. It gives us a security and sense of community, belonging, whatever. But these are the people that could end up being your downfall. It's like people end up in cults and stuff. They end up getting, hit the like button, guys. People getting sort of trapped in a cult, and they don't even realize it that it's a cult. You know, they get caught up in it, and they can't get out of it, and they don't even realize that they've been, and until it's too late. You know, sometimes they might then realize that they're in a cult, and then they're then threatened that if they leave, then their life is going to be ruined. So yeah, it's you know, it can be really rough for a lot of people who are trying to just do their own thing, and then but some of these groups can be like that, and like kind of like cults in a way, where if you try to just go off and do your own thing, then they'll try to, you know, they'll slag you off, they'll slander you. And yeah, that's anyway, got 15 people in the house. Hit that like button, guys. Share the live out if you can. But yeah, I ain't got time for slander, you know. It's horrible. Yeah, what's everybody been up to today then? Has everybody had a good day? Hang on a sec. Earl, how you doing? Hope you're well. The like. So, yeah. Never join a group, it's a trap. Yeah, exactly, you know, it's all... Yeah, I'm my own person, and I think that's... I don't know, it's just I see these communities and it's just... Yeah. It's a lot, you're going to get a lot of like hive mind stuff like that. Fuck. Yeah, this ain't happening. I'm trying to do the full rep, and it's just... I'm alright with the top half of it, but then it's cheating, so I don't know. Hi Jimmy, how are you doing? Hope you're well. It's just obviously being tall and trying to get the right sort of height and all that with the bar. It's difficult sometimes. But yeah. Hope you've all had a great day today, people. But yeah, just stay as an individual, your own person. You know, it's alright to, you know, go into different chats and stuff, but like when you start kind of having to be kind of like picking sides and stuff like that, then that's when you'll probably want to just leave that whole thing. You should never be put into that situation. Yeah, I suppose, yeah, it's just I mean, groups can be good in that, like, if they're supporting each other and all that, and like I said, you just got to make sure you don't become, you know, like, too invested in it is what I'd say. To not become too attached to anything. That's where the toxicity happens, when you become attached. Hello, the bold icon, how are you? I'm alright, thank you, hope you're well. When you become attached to things, that's when you suffer. I think it's in Buddhist philosophy of, you know, attachment is the root of suffering. And yeah, like if you're attached to a person, you're attached to a car that you have. Now imagine, you know, you say, even just for some people, they have this car that they've had all their life. The car breaks down and it can't be recovered, and they have to have it destroyed, and that could be devastating for somebody. But if you weren't so attached to it, then that wouldn't happen. You know, you have to learn to be independent of, you know, what's going to happen. And it's like, yeah, it sucks, you know, and you're going to feel like, oh, that's sad, but, you know, you just have to move on with your life. You know, if somebody is no longer lives, let's say, then we have to just kind of accept that. And I mean, I know it can be hard in that moment, but like, we have to just kind of yeah. Yes, anyway. Yeah. Yeah, just be detached from things. That doesn't mean that you can't, you know, join in with things, and doesn't mean that you can't have friendships, relations, or a relationship with somebody, connection to family members, things like that. But you have to remember that these things can go at any moment, and or people can just become nasty at any moment, and you just have to kind of get yourself out of that. And because for some people, they get attached, and then that attachment can actually kind of blind them to when somebody is bad. Yeah, so anyway. Now you could say, well, there's a healthy form of attachment, like they say there's like 3 different attachment styles. There's like a healthy attachment style, and then there's anxious attachment style, and then there's avoidance attachment style. So like most people are, I'd say like most people's attachment style is not healthy, and that could be down to childhood issues. It could be, there's all sorts of problems, but you have to learn your attachment style. There's probably this book called Attached, and it's like you can learn that, but it's like you could say, well, you're going to be attached to some degree, but it's like I guess it's the level of attachment that you have to something that is where the problem happens, when you are kind of like so invested in something that you're going to be devastated if anything goes wrong. So anyway, right, let's just let's try a few dips, shall we? See if I can do any now. Hi man, how you doing? Hope all is well. At least it stopped raining now, eh? Yeah, it was kind of drizzling before, but yeah. But like, bad experiences, like, some might say, well, it's how we perceive it, I guess, in a lot of cases that matters. It's like, if something's bad, then sometimes we can actually, kind of, sort of like turn that into something positive. Like, for example, you lose your job, and someone might think, oh, that's a bad experience. You could turn that into like something positive and be like, well, maybe that's opened a new door. Maybe that wasn't meant for me. So you have to look at it that way and try not to see things as bad. And even though it can be difficult in that moment, but I guess it's just, yeah. I hear all these people saying that, oh, well, we need to have bad in order for there to be good. I don't know. I understand that, and I think there does have to be some element of discomfort at times, but it shouldn't be as often as a lot of people are experiencing it. There should be more good than bad, otherwise life isn't worth it. If your life has more bad than good, or just as much bad as good, then life is not worth it, because it just cancels out all the good. You had to go through all that bad just to have some good, if you get me. So this has been something I've been thinking a lot about, where you get all these kind of like, these spiritual kind of people, New Age, whatever, and going on about duality and saying, oh, well, there has to be bad to be good. And I'm thinking, well, if it has to be 50-50, then what's the point to life? Because then you're better off if it's just zero or at all. So we have to try and just kind of, if our life is not at least 60% good, it's not even worth it. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm just not accepting less than that. Like, it has to be mostly good for it to even be worth it. But yeah, people suffer day after day for what exactly? So we have to question the whole thing of like, do we accept this? If we don't accept it, then we need to all come together and try and create something better. Because there's just no point in just suffering for the sake of, oh, well, because you've been told that you have to suffer to make it in this life. Well, what if we don't have to make it in this life and we can just be happy just existing? Of course, yeah, there's going to be some discomfort, like I said, you know, when I'm working out, it can be uncomfortable at times, but the rest of my day should be good. It should be setting me up for a good day. And if that doesn't happen, what is the fucking point to anything? Yeah. Yeah, that's it, you know, that's the thing. Well, yeah, it's just a lot of people just end up like moving on, and they just kind of, they turn kind of like on you if you don't agree with the BS, politics, whatever. It's just, yeah, maybe that's why my channel's never really grown that big, because I just don't really connect with a lot of people. I just kind of like do my own thing. Like even when it comes to the fitness stuff, I just do my own thing. Like I'm not into all this fucking burpee shit, you know. I'm not into the burpee community. I'm not interested. I do burpees a little bit sometimes, but on my own terms. I'm not here to try and crank out a whole bunch of reps of burpees. I don't get in with all this kind of like, you know, kind of like, I don't know. It's almost like a hive mind of fitness. Like I do my own thing, so yeah. You can do what you want, but I'm just not part of any clique. You know, I'll go watch a few channels and stuff, and it's cool what people are doing, but like, I'm on my own individual journey. I'm not here just to kind of, for me personally, I would find it a waste of energy just cranking out a whole ridiculous amount of burpees, because that's just not my goal. But yeah, but it's like there was a thing that Paul Hutch was saying about like how people were saying that, you know, like, because I remember like, you know, people say, oh, you know, if you slap your stomach when you're doing the burpees, it engages the core, and then I mean, he was saying that that doesn't work or something. And I mean, I would probably say that he's probably trustworthy. I mean, he's a personal trainer and all that, so he probably knows more about that than a lot of these people that are just kind of doing all that stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of like group think out there. It's like how you get diets and stuff where they're like, oh, you know, if you eat a certain diet, then that raises estrogen, lowers testosterone. It's like, well, okay, what have you got to back that up? You know, some kind of, you know, not very, you know, sort of great study on it, or something that can be, you know, there could be confounding variables, because a lot of these people probably wouldn't even understand how to read a fucking study. You know, if you're like looking into, you know, oh, like how, you know, what kind of foods are, all these, you know, and then there's all this stuff about seed oils or something, and it's like, yeah, I think they're probably not the healthiest thing in the world, but they're actually probably healthier than some things out there. In some of them, like some of the seed oils might be bad, but I think there's worse things to be doing to your health, but they blow it out of proportion. And then, yeah, I think also it depends on the quantity of them that you're eating. Like if it's just a little bit in food, it's probably not that big of a deal. But I just don't really trust a lot of this shit on the internet. They say, oh, you know, like they're acting as though seed oils are like smoking or something. They act as though it's that bad for you. I would say it's probably like the combination of things. If you eat a lot of seed oils, you eat a lot of sugar, you eat a lot of just like processed crap with a lot of additives, you know. But if you just have like, you know, kind of like a small amount of seed oils, I guess it's not the end of the world. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but like people are acting as though like one single thing is actually like the end of the world. Like for example, if you ate like, you know, relatively clean diet, but then you just had some like, I don't know, you just made some of your own kind of like, I don't know, like your own kind of potato wedges or something, and you just drizzled a little bit of oil on it or something. I mean, yeah, you could use olive oil, that'd be better. But let's just say you just drizzle a little bit on. I don't think it's going to really make any difference to your health in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, if the rest of your diet is pretty clean. I mean, of course, if you're eating it in large quantities and all that, yeah, everything in balance, I would say. It's just kind of, there's a lot of people out there trying to kind of make everything kind of like seem like it's really bad. Get everyone off carbs. It's like, no, carbs are good for you if you have them in the right quantity. I was talking about this last night. Just sick of all the like, just kind of like brainwashing and all this shit. It's like, it's all this brain rot on the internet that's just, you know, you've got a lot of people just believing in a whole load of nonsense. And it's like, yeah, you know, of course, you know, you could eat too much fruit, I guess, but it'd be very hard to. And if you could argue, you know, yeah, there might be some negatives to it, you know, the fructose, whatever. But I'd say the positives are massively outweigh the negatives. There are nutrients you get from things like berries and stuff like that that you can't really get much elsewhere. So you'd be missing out on bunches of nutrients if you don't have them. So, you know, berries are very, very high in antioxidants. I think they're pretty much higher than any other kind of food out there. So, with the exception maybe of like dark green vegetables and stuff, but yeah, berries are like, you know, a lot of them are superfoods and stuff like, yeah, I mean things like acai and stuff like that. They're yeah. Anyway, so let's just carry on with this shit. Anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? I hope you're all well. Hit that like button, everybody. Just kind of taking my time through this, you know, just kind of chat with you guys, do a bit of training, and just kind of. Sometimes I prefer to do it like that. We don't have to rush through it, do we, you know? Yeah. Runner boy, welcome back. Yeah, those are hard. What's that in about that exercise I was just doing? Have you tried that one? Depends how you do it. I mean, if you want to make it a bit easier, like so if you want to do this exercise, right? Tricep exercise, and so you can do it from different angles. So you can just like do it like that. And you can move your feet like more like that. So you can also then like move like further down, so you can go, you know, more towards the ground. So there's there's ways of progressing it, but someone was saying that you can do it like with cybernetic grip. I could try do it that way as well. Don't know if it really makes any difference. That doesn't feel right to me, that. Yeah, it doesn't feel right at all. I was thinking about getting it so I can stream outside. Alright. Unlimited data now, I've got about 30 gigs a month. So, yeah. Still got some left, so yeah. Anyway. Yeah, if I need more, then I'll just buy more. Alright, let's try the chin-ups again. Nah, it's not working today for some reason. It's still kind of wet on here, so I don't know. 30 maybe I don't need unlimited then. Depends how much you want to use it. If you're just doing like, a couple of hours a week or something, then definitely won't need it, but so what are your plans for the rest of the week, everybody? Alright, hope all is well, guys. I need to train my walking for my Kilimanjaro climb, so I thought I could go live while I do that. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Didn't you say you was going to try running? I did that the other day, but I was holding my phone, so it probably wasn't the best idea. So I did like a couple of miles run, went into like the countryside a bit and just kind of, yeah. Obviously I've not got the right gear on for that right now, but yeah. It was like the weather were like pretty decent the other day, so I was like, I think that was on, was it Friday? But yeah, maybe you could do it as like training for Kilimanjaro. That could be like your sort of niche that you can build up on, and or you could start a separate channel of hiker boy or something like that, or walker boy. I don't know, or climber boy. It would be really unstable, but I could try. But I don't want to show anything where I'm from. Yeah, but yeah, I try to like be a bit. Yeah, you gotta be careful with that, really, haven't you? Because you get some weirdos who try and like dox your address or whatever, and yeah, they might try and come around to your place and You just never know what's going to happen with these people, do you? No, I don't go camping, no, but I'm actually planning some traveling, and I'm thinking about just kind of doing it as minimalistic as possible and just sleeping wherever the hell I can, whether that be in some freaking abandoned building or something, or even, you know, anything that, you know, kind of like I can get a bit of shelter, and just, I don't know, that's what I'm looking at doing. So I suppose I could run somewhere else than where I'm from. Yeah, you could do that, but yeah, I don't know if it'd be a bit of hassle, but yeah, if you wanted to do like walking, that might be a good one. Yeah, it'd be good to stream it, wouldn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Just kind of walking around and just like aimlessly at the moment, but yeah, with walking I can easily point the cam down. Yeah, that's true. Because you get people saying, "Oh, I want to see where you're going." It's like, well, I don't want you to see where I'm going because I don't know who you are, and you know, maybe if I'm like a bit further away from where I live, then I don't mind to do that. But I don't want people to try and trace my location. So yeah, that would not be good. That's kind of creepy. Anyway. Alrighty. So I'm gonna do pelican curls, I think. Let's try it. Alright. Yeah, you just gotta protect yourself, innit? Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to focus a lot on my arms lately because it's just, I don't know if it's being told they seem to be a kind of lagging body part. I notice you get a lot on short guys where they easily get big arms. Their arms seem to especially be what stands out on like a lot of these short guys. Whereas it seems like a lot of tall guys, they seem to struggle to really get big arms. It could just be that they're long and it just proportionally looks thin, but I also think that, I don't know, that they generally have thinner arms. I don't know, it's just... So what do you do on your channel, Tom? So I'm trying to just like, yeah, just get the arms thicker, you know? Because I've not really been too happy with how they are, but anyway. Let's just carry on. Yeah. Okay. So I'm wondering what you think, Running Boy. Do you know anything about that? Like, on taller guys, do they have like naturally like weaker arms or something? So I train it just like everything else. I mean, shorter guys can easily push their biceps against their body while standing, and it makes the biceps look bigger. Right, what we're saying, what you mean easily push them against your body? So you're saying it's more of an illusion thing, really? Just post occasionally, but don't do lives, not bother, just around to be positive and motivate. Well, that's good then. The truth is a longer arm is technically stronger. Well, yeah, technically. Because it's like, I was thinking about this, about long legs. And it's like, some say that with long legs you can't squat as much. And even if that's the case, well, technically there's a lot more power in longer legs, because you're like, even if you technically, it's like, yeah, you might be slightly weaker technically, but then you're able to actually like use a greater range of motion. Like if you've got short legs, then you're limited by range of motion. So then, you know, technically you'll look on shorter guys will technically have smaller legs because, you know, they're shorter, so they don't need to grow as big. So yeah, yeah, that's the thing of, you know, taking more to get the potential with bigger guys. But yeah, I've noticed that some big guys can really have massive arms, but yeah, I don't know if they train them more, but like, another thing, I don't know if it's more with taller guys, that gap in the bicep, that can give you the illusion of a, you know, weak looking arm when you're, you know, looking at it from with like a t-shirt on. If all you can see is the bottom with just the gap there, it's not going to look very impressive. That's where you get that sleeper build, where it's like, you know, they roll their sleeves up and they show their biceps, and it didn't look like there was anything there just by seeing the bottom bit of it. But in order to overcome that, then working the brachioradialis can actually help with that, apparently, because there's nothing that you can actually do to decrease the actual gap in the bicep. All you can do is just fill in the forearm, basically. Yeah, everyone's got like, since we all start at the same point, yeah, there is that. So anyway, so yeah, I'll just, what shall I do next? Yeah, do some more of the, yeah, I'm going to do some of the rows, I think. Or shall I do face pulls again? I might do some after, actually, but I was like thinking, if you're trying to like work biceps with the rows, instead of doing it like this, that doesn't really work them that much, I don't think. Instead, you actually do this. It gets more of the actual like bicep engagement at the top range of motion of the motion. So I believe, and you can actually pulse at the top to get more tension there. So, for example, if you do this like that, when you're at the top, it's all biceps, I think. I mean, at the bottom, I think it's probably, you're going to get some back engaged, but yeah. But just doing the supinated rows not as effective, apparently, like this. I mean, it will to some degree, it's just you're not getting the full range of motion. So to get it, you would want to do this. Like you could do it like this and then do that. So you're getting the full contraction of the bicep. you could do it as a row, like if you wanted to get more biceps like that. But it's not going to be as effective as a back exercise. But if you want to do more biceps, then yeah, that's the version I would say is probably going to be better. But anyway, so yeah, we're just going to do the the pronate grip. Well, it's a row. Yeah. Yeah, second one looks better. Yeah, I was saying, yeah, if you're trying to like get the biceps, then I don't know if you actually call that a row, but it's kind of like going to be a more bicep dominant one, I believe. Yeah, you can put your link in the chat. Hi, Mark. So what do you think to this? So I was going on about the doing a row with the supinated grip like this, because they were saying it only works the biceps about 50% of, say, like a bicep curl or something, or a chin up, because you're not getting the full range of motion. Well, I was saying if you wanted to make it more of a bicep dominant exercise, when you get to this position, do that. You can actually hold it to get even more contraction. So you're kind of like doing like a sort of arching motion, but I don't know what you would think of that. But hi, Francis. Oh, thank you. How you doing? But yeah, because I find that does work the biceps doing it that way. But there's other exercises you can do, like pelican curls and bicep bodyweight bicep curls, if you want to just do it bodyweight. But obviously you've got I do like resistance band curls as well sometimes. But link didn't work. 101 push-ups. So well done. Yeah, I did some explosive push-ups earlier on my short. So yeah, so doing like daily shorts. Yeah, not in a roll. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that would be. I think Mark said he did 175 in a row once. So yeah, kudos to him for that. But yeah, but 51 in a row is like really impressive though. I did a few with the weighted bag that I've got, and that's got like a few kilograms in it. Just did a few reps with that earlier. So it's good for like, yeah, adding some resistance, but yeah, just oh yeah, once you get into like 50 plus reps, it's going to be more endurance rather than like yeah, it'd be more endurance than like muscle building, I guess. And Sue Flatterman, all right. Yeah, I think Runner Boy, you said you could maybe do about 30. Be interesting to see, you know, how well you could do. But yeah, you were saying how you don't think they're great because, you know, at a certain point you're just gonna end up cheating it subconsciously or something like. But I guess you have to try and be mindful to keep good form. But what you could do when you're getting towards failure, to continue, you could then go down on the knees and then do a few more reps that way. So it would act like a drop set. Consistency over quantity. Yeah. Yeah, quality over quantity, they say, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, Mark Hughes still there. Yeah, I think you said you were going live tonight, so I'll probably hang out in there in a bit, but yeah. Alright, I'm gonna do the face pulls. Oh. Yeah, it's just a way of like working your upper back muscles more. Oh yeah, Restream, yeah. But yeah, everyone go subscribe to Runner Boy, go subscribe to Gravity Core Fitness. Yeah, if you just type those names in, you should be able to find it. But I can't drop the link to them right now. I'm growing my beard out right now, so I'm looking homeless for a bit until it fills in all. Alright, I'm gonna actually trim this down soon, a bit hair, but yeah, I don't think I've seen you with a beard. Yeah, you can get like awkward phase, isn't it, when you're like kind of, well, it's not like a proper beard, but it's just kind of like that scruffy phase, you could say, really. But yeah, well, it's just like, I don't know, it just gets a bit kind of, well, I just leave it as like a little stubble, but it's just that I get my hair cut and then it's just, I like to kind of keep it short as well. I don't want to like let the beard grow out and then have my hair cut short, sort of thing. I suppose that can work on some people, but I don't know. Never went 1 week without shaving, or really. Or goatee, I've never done that. Goatee. Yeah. I saw some ridiculous stuff, like when someone, what was it? They basically knotted their beard hair to their chest hair or something crazy like that, or whatever it were. I've seen some crazy stuff that people do with their hair. Crazy hairstyles, like someone having their hair cut into like the style of a pineapple or a football or something like that, it's like, or a tomato. It's just so ridiculous, isn't it? It's like what some people do, but it's probably just all for attention or whatever. But yeah, that would hurt if they sneeze. What's that? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's actually, I don't know. maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not doing all that fucking low taper fade shit. Yeah. I once had the fade, but I was like, nah, it ain't for me. I didn't like it. It's just this fucking like trendy fucking shit. Yeah, it's just like kind of yeah, I don't know where the whole thing's come from. Like, where does it all come from? It's like, you see all these guys with the friggin' broccoli hair and the taper fade. It's just, but yeah, I don't know, whatever. You do you, but I feel like a lot of these people aren't just doing them. They're just trying to go with whatever hairstyle they think is gonna get them laid or some shit. I don't know. It's just pathetic, really, but. Oh, mullet. Oh, yes. I noticed you kind of do that, but yeah. I remember once I had my hair cut and it wasn't even like an intentional thing, but the barber like it cut it almost into a mullet and I was like, what the hell? But yeah, I used to be obsessed with like looking out for mullets because it was just kind of funny when you would see one with like a really distinctive mullet. Me and my mum would go out together and we'd just be kind of like, I used to have like I don't know if you ever played a game called Top Trumps, but I used to like playing that as a kid. We have these, I used to have the ones with like cars and stuff. And there were one I got that was about mullets. I think it were called Top Mullets or something like that. And it was like about, yeah, it was Hi Daniel, welcome in. How are you doing tonight? I hope you're well. Thank you for joining me. Hit that like button. Alright, I'm just gonna do a few of the spotty dogs, so alright, but yeah, welcome in everybody. You're right, Reluctant. Good to see you. How are you? Yeah, it's good to see all the regulars in. Welcome everybody. But yeah, you know when I was running the other day? Yeah, I got this nasty zit, basically. Well, I'd had it before that as well, so I shouldn't have done that really, but it was all chafing. I don't know if it's with all this friggin' muscle I've been building, especially like around my legs, that's just been kind of like it's been like the top of my legs has been kind of rubbing. Hi Nicola, how are you? You alright? Good to see you. So I've been getting a lot of rubbing going on in like top of my legs, and I got this friggin' like massive zit there. I put some the other day, I put some aloe vera on it, see if it would soothe it. It seems to have gone down a bit now actually, but I should probably do that more often if anything comes up like that. I put some aloe vera on it to help to get rid of that inflammation, because it really does help, I find. Don't know if anyone's ever tried it, but yeah, so yeah, Nicola, you was given a membership, weren't you? But yeah, yeah, I'm doing fine, thank you, dude. Like I said, I just had this nasty thing and it was like stinging. It seems to have mostly gone now. I think it's just, I did like I said, the aloe vera thing yesterday, and yeah, it's just still that kind of like lump there, whatever, that's swelling thing. But yeah, it's just shouldn't last too long, but I don't know if like I said, putting on all this muscle, I don't know if it's because it's just rubbing more often now. I don't know if that's got anything to do with it. Well, like my legs are like rubbing together. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this one of the friggin' side effects of building muscle mass in your legs, that you end up with friggin' chafing going on, and it leads to inflammation around around like your kind of like top of your legs. Anyway, but I'm all right though. Yeah, just been doing a bit of a workout. So I did some like lower body before as well, and did some push-ups. But yeah, like earlier today. I mean, I think I might do a few pike push-ups now. So I'm gonna do it with a wide angle. So anyway, here we go. So, all right. Hang on, go even wider. There we go. Hi Ragu, not seen you for a while. How are you? Talc is carcinogenic cancer causing. You know about talc powder? Who's saying it? Hi Monta, how you doing? Oh no, I'm just gonna use aloe vera. Probably the, I don't know, one I would use the most, but yeah. I'll have to get some more soon, but I find that helps. Because I had this like thing on my heel a few months ago where it was kind of like sore to walk on. So I put some on, and then the next day it was pretty much gone. But yeah, but I don't know, like it's just, I don't know if have you ever had anything like that runner boy, kind of like chafing going on, causing it to get kind of rough down there around your legs. Thinking about it, is that more of a problem for taller people because your legs have more potential to get wider, and therefore no, being good loose boxers cause chafing. Mine aren't actually, they're like trunks, so I don't think that's necessarily the culprit then. So yeah, trunks are kind of like, yeah, they call them like boxer briefs or something. I prefer them to like regular like boxers or whatever, but anyway. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. Feel free to ask questions. I'm the last one to ask. I've got different parts than you, Lolly. Well, it's not that part. I'm just saying about the legs, like around the top of the legs, around the kind of thigh region. And I'm like, is it just that my legs have gotten bigger? Because I've noticed it been more recently that it's been going on, and obviously my legs have been, my whole body's been growing. But what's in what? Sorry. Oh yeah, Johnson baby powder. I've heard about that one. Yeah. But yeah, you still just don't really know, like, even if they have removed some things, is it still safe? I don't know. It's the loose fabric. This is a big causing chafing, especially while exercising. Alright. A cold compress on them when you're relaxing. Alright. Maybe it's just the amount of exercising that I've been doing has been just causing a lot of rubbing. Anyway, but it's just something I've been noticing more recently. Maybe it's just because I've been going so hard with the training that, like, I've been getting some of these side effects from it. So yeah. Anyway, let's just move on, shall we? Yeah, like friction burns. Well, I thought it might be more to do with actually skin rubbing against skin. That seems to be what's going on, which wasn't something I would have expected, but I'm wondering if taller people might have this issue more in terms of, you know, bigger legs in general, just more potential to get bigger, and therefore more likely to rub together. You know, because you got, like, just think about, like, you got, let's say, like so you got the legs there, and taller people, they got more room to grow their legs than a shorter person, and therefore they're gonna get wider probably as well. You know, your hips, your thighs, all that's gonna get wider. Maybe it would have more chance to rub together. Yeah, it would still be a friction burn, but you were talking about the fabric causing it, and I'm saying that I don't think it's the fabric in my case, because the zip was actually even below that, so it was probably skin on skin. But yeah, so I think it's just, I don't know if I've just been going too hard or what, but yeah, I did a bit of training at the weekend, but not as much, so it kind of acted like a deload. But it's good to do that sometimes and just kind of like go a little bit easier. You feel like you just kind of you know, maybe you're going too hard or something like that. Anyway, can't do it like that, so just do it like, yeah, with the tucked in. I think the real issue is your hot dog is so humongous. Well, no comment. Sounds like you've worked out too much. Well, maybe, but you just gotta listen to your body. Because there were some days where I just didn't really feel like I was gonna be able to push as hard, but I'm not gonna push myself harder than I think that I can recover from. But yeah, Alright, alright, you take care, runner boy. Yeah, I probably won't be on here too much longer, but I think if there's anything else I need to do, so I might do a short later. The one I did earlier has not hardly got any views on it, so I don't know what's going on really, but maybe it'll spike later or something. A lot of times that happens where it starts off pretty low and then boom, just blows up. I had one that got like over 4,000 views the other day, so you never know. You never know with these things, like how it's gonna do, but just gotta keep posting. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna like probably leave it there for tonight, I guess. Well, I might just do a few more of the what they call assisted pull-ups. I could do a getting a bar that's the right height for me, so what's that? Splot sebaceous gland. What on earth is that? That's something to do with that. To do with like sebum or something? Not, I don't think so. Or is it? You get a thing called sebum, which is can block your pores up or something, and cause outbreaks. But like I said, it's going down now, so like I said, I put some of that gel on it, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe I should put some more on it, but the inflammation's gone down quite a bit. Like, it hasn't been stinging at all today, so it was stinging yesterday, but I put that stuff on, and then yeah, so that's good. So all right, anyway, like I said, I've been getting a lot of chafing, a lot of rubbing going on down there. It's just, yeah, but you know, I don't know if I'll be overdoing it, whatever, but sometimes maybe that's just the price you gotta pay to get swole as fuck, you know. If you want the big muscles, and you've gotta, you know, sometimes you have to deal with these minor inconveniences. But anyway, so yeah, I don't think I've got, might just do one more set on the face pulls, and then I'm gonna go, because I'm trying to work a lot on upper back, so trying to fill that in. All right, let's go. Hi Daniel, welcome in, how are you? Hope you're well. Hope you've all had a blessed day today. Hit that like button, guys. Oh. Oh. Alright, let's get back. What are your plans for the rest of the week, everybody? Yeah, it's been out this weekend. That's why I didn't go live on like Saturday. And I went live on Saturday. I didn't go live at all on Sunday. So I did a bit of a live on Saturday and then nothing at all on Sunday. I went live a bit last night when I got home. But yeah, I was kind of tired really. I actually almost fell asleep on the bus. So that wasn't good. I just kind of like started like getting like, sort of tired, and I find that I tend to get tired a lot on the buses and sometimes. And yeah, it was so I felt like I was almost gonna go to sleep, and then I was just like, and then it was like jolt, and then I just kind of like almost got flung off, so that's not good. So I'm like, just gotta be careful, make sure I don't, don't let that happen, Well, you're feeling tired all the time, I know. But I was very much like, I don't know how I managed to do a lot of it, because I was just quite busy this weekend, walking around a lot and stuff, and just like not getting a whole lot of sleep, so it's going to catch up on you eventually though. You can't just keep doing that and then nothing happens, you're gonna feel some effects from it. Yeah, I suppose the weather's just kind of confusing, isn't it, 1 minute it's red hot, and then the next minute it's raining and kind of cold. It's like, make up your freaking mind. It's just odd how we've had, such nice weather. We had better weather in March than we do right now. Well, it's all right now, it's kind of like, but yeah, it's been raining a lot today, and just, used to fall asleep on the trains a lot. Yeah, I see a lot of people fall asleep on trains, but then what if you miss your stop though? That would be a bit of a disaster. So has anyone ever fell asleep and then missed their stop? I don't know. I suppose you should do an alarm clock or something like that if you ever, need to do that. But then, but sometimes someone could just spontaneously fall asleep or something. But yeah, maybe you should just have your alarm clock to just before you get to the location, and then that could maybe work, I guess, if just in case that happens. Maybe that's like a sort of way around that or something. Yeah. Because it'd be funny if you just like walk up and then you're 100 miles from where you're supposed to be getting off or something, and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, well, what are you gonna do then? Anyway. But yeah, it's just not been great, but you just got to make the most of it. At least it's stopped now. It's typical, isn't it? It turns nicer as it's going to start going dark soon, It's like, If only it would have been like this earlier today. Tend to find that happens a lot when, yeah, it's like been shit all day, and then get towards the end of the day, and then it's like this. Like, even the sky is starting to clear up a little bit. I don't know. It is what it is, isn't it? Feel free to ask questions. So isn't that? I thought Mark and Joe would be on tonight or something. Are they not on tonight? Or are you just staying by here for a bit? I don't know. Don't they usually go on at 8:45? I'm sure they said that they were going to do a live tonight. I'm sure I saw it on a post or something. Or have they changed their mind? Or was that last night? And I'm sure it was for tonight or something. But anyway. Well, I saw them stop by for a minute before, but yeah. Yeah, feel free to ask questions, everybody. So I'm probably just going to wrap it up once I get back and just sort of, yeah, see what's going on. And like I said, I might do a short in a little while. Make sure I'm, yeah, posting content daily. I did one earlier, but it's just not been doing that well. So, yeah. Yeah. Right, 2 more minutes, guys. I'm going to be back home. Doesn't look like anybody's chatting now, so oh well. All right, how come you've unsubbed from them? I thought you were still watching them or something. What's going on? So I was in there and like everything was fine. I started going back there again, and I noticed that Piers guy weren't there. So I don't know what's going on with him. Has he stopped going there now or something, or what? So has there something happened between you and them or something, or? What is going on? Yeah, that's shorts are... The only thing is that shorts tend to not translate into live viewers and stuff like that. So I'm just wondering, like, what's going on with the... I know you were saying that you thought it was unfair how they were, you know, with the whole situation where it seemed like nobody really cared, like that I was getting timed out for no reason. But I don't know. I don't really trust a lot of these people in this fitness stuff. But I don't want to keep going on about it all. Just teach people what you're learning. Yeah, I need to do some more long form content as well. I might need to try and figure some things out I could teach people. No, Mark rips into me over the phone because I call out the pairs. He thinks just because I'm his sister, he can blast me instead of the people in his stream. What you're saying, so you're his sister. Hang on. He thinks just because I'm his sister, he can block. Alright, looks like everybody's pretty much gone now, so I'll probably wrap this up. But yeah, 6-minute videos. Maybe the problem is I was putting out videos that were too long. So I don't know if that was messing things up perhaps, but I have seen some people do well where they do like really long videos, like 30 minutes to like 60 minutes. But I don't know. Depends on what you're going for. fans, and you could say, well, it's easier to grow that, but they might be more fickle kind of people. Right, some people who are looking more for like longer, more kind of insightful content that packs a lot of information in it, then they might be the type of people that will stay around and actually be more loyal and more supportive. Because it's going on quality over quantity, I think. Hi, Smokey, how you doing? Yeah, welcome in, hope you're well. So I've been away this weekend. So yeah, what's up there? So yeah, because I've just been away this weekend and like, yeah. But anyway, feel free to ask questions. Like I said, I won't be on here too much longer. But yeah, there was like Men of Action, and it was supposedly getting 100,000 subscribers. Not subscribers, viewers, live viewers. That's like, yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, that seems a bit, yeah. I mean, come on, 100,000. I mean, at one point, I think he was getting more viewers than he has subscribers. It doesn't. It's just gone back to his regular amount, but I don't know if they were all bots or something or what, because the chat wasn't particularly going that fast for the amount of supposed viewers in there. So it's just something I kind of noticed that was like, what the hell's going on here? How is it that it's yeah, he was getting randomly so many viewers apparently, but it seemed like a lot of bullshit. So I don't know if he was paying for them or someone else was just botting his live, or it's like this weird. Anyway, let's just keep the chat flowing, guys. So like I said, I'm planning on traveling soon. I might just stay in some random places. I might film it and just show you where I'm going and stuff, and friggin' stay in towers and shit, you know? I was looking into that, see if there's any towers I could just sleep for the night in, you know, just do whatever I've got to do, really. Yeah. Anyway, just yeah, so let me know how you're all doing tonight. So I should have got a new short out soon, really. Yeah, right, I think I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.